Hey everybody, it's your girl Urban Farm Sister. Okay, so now we're going to talk about one more group of insects called the Harlequin bugs. So Harlequin bugs, they're in the same order as the aphids, which is Hemiptera. They're true bugs. They also have the same mouth parts, a piercing, sucking mouth part. Harlequin bugs undergo incomplete metamorphosis. They have 4 nymphal stages before they turn into adults. The females will lay clusters of eggs that are cylindrical shaped, and they're black and white, and they usually can be found on the back of leaves or up against like a main stem on a plant. You can usually find all life stages on the plant, so you'll find nymphs as well as adults and possibly even eggs in certain areas. So all life stages are present, so there can be multiple generations on a plant. Again, they will suck sap from your Brassica plants. They will cause the same damage that the aphids cause, which is called stippling. Those little spots that you see on the leaves and things is called stippling. It's not a desirable trait, especially if you're trying to sell your products, to have that damage on there. The Harlequin bugs, while they don't carry any diseases, they can, if there's too many of them, if the plant's weak or if it's a young plant, it can overcome that plant and it cause it to either have stunted growth, as well as it can actually kill a plant if it's weak or just too young. So with Harlequin bugs, you want to do the same thing. You want to start with the barrier, with the netting barrier, to make sure they're not on there. If you didn't get that set up yet and you start experiencing Harlequin bugs, you're going to have to use the spray on them. They're kind of hard to control once they're there. You can do hand removal, take them off, try to throw them in a bucket of water with soap in it and drown them. Other than that, they can fly, so usually when they see you coming, they'll try to fly away. You just have to be quick with it. You can use this to try to the soap neem mix to try to control their populations. But what you want to do is you're going to also want to look for eggs on the underside of the leaves, as well as nymphs. If you can control the nymphs, you'll have a reduced number of adults. If you can control the eggs, especially, you'll have a reduced number of Harlequin bugs that are infesting your plants. So the best method is the netting. If you can't do the netting, you have to do hand removal, and then you got to spray any insects that you actually find. You got to put that spray on them. Since they do not have chewing mouth parts, there's not anything that they can actually bite into and ingest. And you can't inject things into your plants, because then it's inside the plant. So if you're going to eat that plant, it's going to actually be something that you'll consume as well. So your best methods are using hand removal, barriers, and then the spray as a last resort. Now there are some other more serious pesticides that you can use, but I don't get into teaching people about those, because I don't really like those, because they infect the environment as well as everything that lives in the environment. So these are the most organic, the least likely to cause any type of environmental damage or affect other insects and things, or animals and things out in the wild. I only covered a few insects. I know there could be multiples depending on where someone lives. There could be other insects that are infesting their plants, their Brassica plants. If you find something and you're not sure what it is, you can contact me and I can identify it for you and suggest what you need to do to treat it. Just know that there are predators and things out there that feed on the caterpillars. An example would be wasps, yellow jackets, and things like that. They are very beneficial when it comes to caterpillars. Also parasitoid wasps. If you ever see a caterpillar and it has those little white specks on it, look like eggs on it, that caterpillar has been parasitized by a wasp. What happens is the female wasp, she will lay an egg on that lay eggs on that caterpillar. Those larvae will actually burrow down into the caterpillar, feed on it, and then they'll emerge out of there and they'll make their cocoons usually on the back of those caterpillars, or they may come out and make a cocoon on the actual surface of the leaf. If you see a cluster of looks like little like tiny white cocoons, those are beneficial. You do not want to get rid of those. Those are actually beneficial to you because they're actually going to feed on those caterpillars. So you have things there are helping you. But just know, even the predators, they're generalists. That means they'll feed on whatever's present. Whatever, prey is present, that's what they're going to feed on. They're not going to specifically say, oh, today I'm going to eat all the cabbage worms. If something else is available, or, if they were able to find something else, they're going to feed on that as well. Ladybugs are beneficial. Hoverfly larvae, they're beneficial. They're actually predatory. They'll feed on a lot of these insects' eggs and the young larvae and nymphs. Ambush bugs, they're beneficial. They'll feed on the caterpillars. Wheel bugs, they'll feed on the caterpillars and other insects as well. So there's an arsenal of insects and other biological controls out there that will help you. There's entomological fungi that will infest insects, as well as some nematodes that will infest insects that are on your plants. So just know that you are not in this battle alone. But you're going to have to, if you have a really bad outbreak of something, you're going to have to, come in and help your reinforcements. Well, this concludes this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you need me to identify something, you can send me an email at urbanfarmsista@gmail.com. You can send me a direct message on Instagram, or you can send me a inbox on Facebook, on my Facebook page, or you can put a comment down in this video. All right, I'll talk with you guys later. Bye. If you like the content that I present, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when I upload new videos.